What's up, y'all? This is Miss Maggie T, and we have a special episode of the Heavy Hitters. And I see, make sure we got you on. That's okay.
Sorry about that.
Hey, it happens. Technology.
Yeah,
but like I said, we have a special episode of the Atlanta Falcons Heavy Hitters. Everybody kind of seen the announcement. We have some awesome, amazing guys on the panel tonight. But before we get into that, if y'all new to the channel, I want y'all to hit that subscribe button, Atlanta Falcons Nation. If you're, your first time seeing us, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all joining in. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? But before we get into the special guest of the hour, we have Mr. Magmite Sports. We have Jew Talk Sports. And we have Mr. K Styles right about here. Y'all regular heavy hitters. But guess what? We have a couple of actual real heavy hitters on the panel tonight. And who we got right here? We have Mr. Kynan. I'm going to say it in the order that you're in. Kynan Forney and Mr. Chris Draft. How are you guys tonight?
Good. What's up?
Thank y'all for joining us tonight. This is going to be amazing. Just to have not one, but two former Falcons players. What's going on, guys? So for further ado, just introduce yourself, and then we'll go ahead and get into these questions.
Go ahead, CD.
So Chris Draft, former Atlanta Falcon, number 54. And I know we're going to have a bunch of questions, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Linebacker come after you for the Falcons. All right.
You need to go ahead and suit back up and go ahead and get them. That's what we really need.
I love it.
That's what you need to
do. We were talking backstage, man. And you can't overestimate your skills, all right? That's the easiest way to get hurt is for me to say, I know I can get back out there. And then there's a 320-pound young man that puts his hands on you and then says, Mr. Draft, I'm sorry that I hit you like that. You can't do it.
He ain't gonna say sorry. He gonna say get your
it
ass
might
off
look good
field.
for
He ain't gonna
pictures.
say sorry.
No, it's gonna be uncle. The older you get, you uncle now.
Well, I'm saying I might get thrown out the club and he said, "Oh, Mr. Draft." Right? I'm still throwing out the club. He still said, no white tees. Get out the club.
Exactly.
Dress code.
All right, Mr. Kynan, how are you today? And just introduce yourself. If folks don't know you, I'm pretty sure everybody do.
I'm good. What's up, Atlanta Falcon Nation? This Kynan Forney. Number 65, former offensive guard, 2001 to 2007. Peace up, 8-town down.
There you go. Well, appreciate y'all today. So everybody just saying, what's up? How you doing? Rise up. All right. What's up? How y'all doing? I'm glad y'all tuning in today. So there you go. Oh, I guess that probably positive saying best, but hey. All right, so let's go ahead and get into these topics right now. So our first question is, what inspired you to play football?
You want to get that one first, CD, or you want me to take it?
Go on and take it. Tell them about Nacogdoches, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna take y'all to the country, man. I'm from East Texas.
Take them back to East Texas.
Yeah, I'm from East Texas, man. So growing up, I used to be one of the thicker kids. So I used to always, cousins, brother, always telling me, man, you're gonna be a football player. You should play football, and then you get out there and play with them older boys in the neighborhood, playing in the pasture on the side of the house. And, you play kill the man with the ball. I don't know what they call it in other places. Some people call it throw them up, blow them up. But, you play out there with them older kids, hey, you can't, ain't no crying. You crying, you can't play no more. They hit you, they hit you in one of them sticker bushes. Hey, get up, dust that off, walk it off, and let's go. Get back out there. You get in the ant pile,
Oh, they did that to you too?
Oh man, come on now! Hey, you remember them little sticker bugs that used to get stuck on you?
Oh yes,
man. Hey, wipe that off, walk it off, and come on back.
Yes. I had nightmares about them.
Yeah, buddy. But that's kind of how my football first time playing came about. And then, of course, you watch it on TV. Back in the 90s, the Dallas Cowboys were real popular. They won a Super Bowl. So, I was a big fan of the Cowboys offensive line with, I can name all of them, but I'm going to name one of them who happens to be my cousin, Larry Allen, So hearing that he was, one of my cousins, that did a lot for me. I was just like, wow, you see somebody that's, a relative of yours can do it, and it kind of gives you that motivation. And, yeah, man, it was something else just to see, a cousin of mine playing for the Super Bowl champs back then.
Oh, yes. That's definitely big. That's definitely big.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
We're learning over here today.
I love Larry Allen. I love Larry Allen, man.
When you say Larry Allen, people just know they played in this game. When you say Larry Allen's name, you just it's naturally like that's a bad man. And it just goes right after him. That's a bad man. And ain't no shut your mouth. It's like there's a bad man. You better watch out. But let me give you some Dallas Cowboy connection for myself too. So you said what inspired me to play? I saw Tony Dorsett play when I was young. I'm 4 or 5 years old. Dallas Cowboys were the truth. 33 is rolling and running that rock, and he looked just like my dad. Just like my dad. The initials are the same. My dad is Tony Draft. Tony Dorsett. They looked alike. Same height, same age. And it was like, man, I'm going to be running back. I'm going to wear 33. I'm going to do this. And, I that's when I first wanted to play football. But I'm very, it's very important to say that you can want to play football and then you play football. You play football. And I remember when I first came out on the field, I was 10 years old. I'm playing in our youth football, junior All-Americans, what we called it in Orange County. And I come out on the field, and they ask you what position you're going to play. All right. And I'm like, you know what time it is. It's my time. I'm about to play some football. You know what time it is. I am the running back. Where's my number? 33. Let's go get it. They said, you're going to be an offensive lineman. I said, no, man. I'm a running back. No, you're going to be a defensive lineman. I said, no. You don't see this. You don't see this. This is the running back. So I remember trying to show them over the first couple of days of practice of how they were completely mistaken, and they must have lost their mind to not have me as running back, and just ran all over the place. So tired, so sore. And I learned the most important fact in terms of playing football is that if you want to play well, if you want to play at the level that you need to, you're going to have to go to work. And when I went to work, I'd played other sports before. I played soccer, baseball, all those things, but there's nothing that'll have your body sore like some football. Oh, I remember being at home after those first couple of practices, and I'm like, man, they not let me play running back, and I'm sore and I'm hurting, and he's looking at me like, you're just gonna work that soreness out, right?
Yep. Get right back up and do it again.
Yeah, they ain't no excuses. You gonna play the positions they put you in, and you gonna work that soreness out. And I love it that this 10 years old learned really what commitment looks like. It really made this huge impact because it said that you have a plan. I had my plan, and somebody else had another plan for me. And with my dad saying that and me going in on playing offensive line and defensive line, I actually carried that with me throughout my playing career. And now that experience made it where I appreciated Kynan that much more and our defensive lineman that much more by having to play early on.
Definitely. Anybody want to add to that?
Yeah, Draft, you talk about having, about you was wanting to be a running back and they had you playing defensive line at first. I sit up and think back, football wasn't always like my first choice neither. I thought I was going to be the next Jose Canseco. I used to play baseball growing up, and, one of them things, man, I had that thick gene and I grew out of it, man. So next thing you know, hey, there I am on the football field. I've been playing baseball since about 6-7 years old, bro. So
Oh, baseball.
Yeah, I love baseball.
Did you ever think that you was going to have a career in baseball? It's something that, what, you know, like you said, you had your story about NFL, but playing football, but did you ever really think that you was going to be, because you know that?
Oh yeah.
That baseball field, you know, time, like it's really hard to see star like that.
You know, something happened. You know, my eyesight started getting bad and couldn't quite see that baseball the way I need to see it. And I didn't want to wear my glasses out there. So, you know, it was a good thing. You know, I transitioned into football, and the guys are a couple yards in front of me. So don't worry, I got the whole eyesight thing fixed later on. But it kind of pushed me in that direction. Hey, baseball's not it for you. Get over here. You're on the line, baby.
Okay. Let's go into the next one then. Since we got into how y'all started with playing football, now that we are pro, who was your favorite teammate or coach when you played for the Falcons?
So I'm going to say Kynan was one of my favorite teammates with Mr. Forney, that young man from Nacogdoches, Texas.
My dog.
But in terms of a coach, I have to say Wade Phillips is my dude, man. Wade Phillips is my guy, and you know, really a coach that really cared about his players. You know, a lot of times when you're around football, people say, "Oh, it's like a family. We're so close, and we're this." And no, it's, you know, we're working together. We have a strong relationship. We're connected because we go into battle together. But family, I don't know, right? But Wade's a guy that really did care, and, you know, cared so much that every time when I saw him when he was a coach for another team, the first person that's tapping you on the shoulder, first person, is Wade Phillips. And, you know, it's, you know, when someone asks you how you're doing, you know if they really care. You know, it's the how you doing. Yeah. Versus really looking at you and asking you how you're doing, and you just know that they care. And I think any guy that's played with Wade that you get on, they'll say the same thing, because he was extremely authentic with it. He made you feel like, you know, that you matter, and that he saw who you were as an individual and as a man. So definitely Wade Phillips.
Wade was cool, bro, because I remember even he was on the defensive side. I remember liking Wade too, you know, because you can tell when people are genuine. Y'all know when somebody trying to be fake. You know what I'm saying? Some of the coaches will come up and say something to you, and you're like, man, you don't give a damn. Why don't you going back over there? You know, but yeah, Wade was one of them cool, genuine coaches, man. Yeah, so I can see why you say that.
Yeah.
It's for me, I want to say the guys that was funny. You know, of course, my man Draft was one of my favorite teammates, but the guys that was on the team that could crack jokes, like your Jerron Bolden. I don't know if y'all remember JB. He was number 21.
We diehard fans right here. We long time fans.
Man, like, I mean, I'm talking about will roast you, will fire you up, will score on you, however you want to say it, man. He was one of those people. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Like, we all had that friend or somebody in your class or your neighborhood on the bus or something where you know not to get on him, because if he get back on you, he gonna be on you for about 30, 40 minutes and hey, everybody laughing at you. And JB was that guy. Like, I remember we'd be on the plane rides coming home, and man, if you get him started, boy, he gonna be on you for about an hour or so. But guys like that, those were my favorite teammates. Him and Demario Williams, you know, they'll just, you know, I like to storm people. I like to hear. I like to hear people get roasted. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. So the funny teammates, those are my favorites. Yeah, Fred McCrary, you know, the Mississippi State Bulldog. Oh my goodness, boy. Yeah, and I mean, you know, those jokes during those times, because during the football season, it's a long season. You know, you count in all the training camp, and you know, you need something to kind of get your mind off of how your body's feeling, because we always had this famous saying once the football season started on the first day of training camp. What was that, Draft? This is the best that you're going to feel all year. The rest of the year, your body's going to be in a constant state of inflammation. So you need something to kind of get your mind off of it, just to kind of make it go by, because, you know, it's a long season, y'all. Trust me, it's a long year of football.
Oh, I can imagine. I definitely can imagine that. Because you got to find something, especially, you know, you're on the road all the time. So, you know, you got to make a friendship and family with your teammates, because, you know, your family is not seeing you. So, And that's pretty much back then. That was before you could pick up a phone and FaceTime somebody.
Well, with football, we're not on the road, say so much, but we are around each other all the time.
Yeah,
and it is
exactly.
Absolutely a grind. And literally the whole kind of goal of the game is to put fire on your opponent so much that he questions if he wants to play the game. So, when you're walking in that building, regardless of how much somebody is paid, I mean, that's just to understand the kind of the violence of this game is you still are questioning, like, all right, let me make sure this stuff is right. Because I'm about to go against Kynan today. It's not like, I'm a linebacker, I'm just showing up. But to play linebacker is to be ready to run into Kynan, and then the running back, bam. And if I'm not in the right mind to do that, shoot,
man,
you better get my mind right.
Yeah. Yeah, them linebackers, man, y'all got to come down here. Y'all got to play with the big boys, and y'all got to tackle them boys 230, 40 pounds coming through there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes with one arm while engaged and wrestling with us. That's
that's where I got a question for y'all. That's exactly where I have a question. That's why I have a question for you. I know where you're going. You guys just said, one, you got to get ready for those opponents. Which guy, Kynan, Chris, which guys, it could be more than one. Which guy that you were really, I say, dreaded or you love to compete against, that you knew he was going to bring it and you knew it was going to be a long, hard day?
You want to take that one, Draft, first, or should I?
You can do it first, King.
Okay. I will say this. Over time, there wasn't anybody that I was out there. My first couple of years, there were guys I was nervous of, but then over time, there weren't anybody that I was scared of. But then, there was some guys that I was like, okay, you know what? As soon as you saw them on the schedule, you knew you had to get mentally ready for them months before you saw them, or even when that game on Sunday's over with and you got them next Sunday, you already getting into your mindset for how you got to play a week later. You know what I mean? Like, let's just say Sunday, 4:00, the game's over with. You're playing Tampa Bay next week. Okay, man, I got to get my body right. I got to get my mind right so I can be ready this same time next week. And for me, like, going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their defense, because they had Simeon Rice on one side, Sapp on another side, Booger McFarland at nose.
Man.
Yeah, Greg Spires at end, Derek Brooks, Shelton Quarles, Brian Kelly, Rondé Barber, John Lentz.
Oh, you're bringing it back.
Yeah, I remember all those guys because you like that was a badass defense. Let's be honest. That was a badass defense.
Technicians, man.
Technicians, and they played hard, and man, they were very talented up front. I mean, they were running cover 2. They weren't bringing too many extra guys to blitz. They was getting there with 4 guys, and honestly, and really the one guy on that defensive front that we would go back and forth was Booger McFarland, the guy that's calling, the Monday Night Football game. Well, he's not doing the Monday Night Football game, but y'all know who he is. But me and Booger, we used to go at it and it was one of those things where every time we get ready to play each other, we see each other at midfield before the game, and we didn't have nothing at all to say to each other. I kind of look at him, he look at me, and we
so you know what it is.
See you in about 20 minutes. Exactly, right? You know what it is. And when the game's over with, we're going to dap each other. Hey, man, you know what it is, But every time we played each other, it was always I would have a really good game or he would have a really good game. There'd be no in between. Because, man, I don't know. It was just one of the, I guess that was my nemesis. That was one of those guys. There's a bunch of guys, but him in particular, there was never a tie between us. Let's just say that.
Some players bring out the best in you, definitely. You got to bring your A game for a lot of players, but that makes you better a lot of times.
Oh yeah, very much so. Like in the off season when you're training and working out, there's some times, in June when you don't feel like getting underneath that squat rack after an OTA practice, and then you get to thinking to yourself, I better get up underneath the squat rack because I know Booger down in Tampa getting up underneath it. Be damned if my knee is sore. Be damned if if my ankle or whatever. So I got to get this weight because I don't want to be light when I see him in September, October, November, whenever it is we got to meet up. So, going to, like you said, going against those guys that bring out the best in you, it brings out the best of you year round because, it ain't no half stepping like Big Daddy Kane in June, July, whenever you're trying to get ready for him.
They're going to have stepping. Yeah.
But yeah, Katie, you hit that right on, man. There's always those teams that are just that they can be a team, so it's not even just a player. But I'm going to give you one player that had people scared like crazy, and that is Barry Sanders. His last year in the league was my rookie year with the Chicago Bears, and my roommate from Stanford, he played with the Minnesota Vikings, and he had called before we had played Detroit and just kind of gave me a feeling. How do you feel about playing against Barry Sanders? And he said it was amazing. It seemed like that people held their breath every time he got the ball, and then they would just. And it was every time because he was a guy that always had the ability to take it to the house. There were so many negative plays that he made that were positive. And then I was with the Chicago Bears. You guys know he put like a highlight tape together almost every time he played for the Bears, except for that year where we actually played him. We played him well, but it wasn't anything that people celebrated. I mean, I think, to understand how great he was is that you didn't see people celebrate. If they made a tackle, they knew that it was a good thing, but not something to celebrate, like overly celebrate because he's just so amazing. So Barry Sanders is that guy. I'll tell you, playing against Michael Vick when I was with Carolina, it was amazing to see how the Carolina Panthers team were like this dude. I mean,
man, talk about that, Draft. I always wonder what was said in other teams about Mike. I knew what it was in our building and on practice field, but what was it for y'all when y'all was at Carolina?
I'm gonna tell you, it was scared, man. Because when you look at the record, so I was with the Falcons.
That's June, man.
All right. I mean, they were scared, and you remember Mike flying on that one play when he came back after he hurt his leg, and he plays against the Panthers, and he kind of flies from like the 5-yard line into the end zone, and being his teammate, that was dope. Like that was yes. All right, but for the other team, it was like, man, that dude flew, man. He flew, man. It's a complete different kind of perspective when you play with somebody, somebody real well, they're your teammate, versus when you go away and now they're the team looking at them. So it was it was something to hear their reaction to him.
That's funny. That's funny. I always wonder what was said in them other rooms, in them other defensive meeting rooms, especially when he was on.
You sure it was PG though, Chris? Are you sure it's PG? Are you sure it's PG what they were saying?
I mean, it's not. No, again, when you talking about a bad dude, it's not like you cursing all over the place. I mean, it's like, don't go flu. I mean, it's not like a bunch of cursing. It's like, how did he do that? He flew. All right. I mean, that's, they watched him, and it's like they were replaying that, this of how he did something, and they can't explain it. Like, right. But again, from the Falcons, we saw stuff like that, but that was our teammates. So for me, as a defensive player, every time I saw him, I was like, dude, don't expose yourself that way. Don't do it. Oh, touchdown. Don't do it. Oh, first down.
Hey, Chris, wasn't it crazy? It's just like every day you would just see him do something and you get to where you just got used to it, And then it was like the year after he left and he was gone, you kind of was like, God, dog, man, Superman ain't here no more. He can't, it's like those amazing, well, not like, but right. It's exactly what it was, man. Them amazing plays left with him, that energy left with him, because you just always knew he was going to do something that was just beyond, anything that you could think about. He would just do something at that quarterback position, and you just be like, God, dog, man. Like there'd be times, Chris, in a game, he would do something, And we'd all be in the huddle looking up at the Georgia Dome Jumbotron like, God dang, boy, look at that. And he'd be looking at it like, yeah.
It's real, Kynan. I mean, I think the only thing for me when I think back, I wish that he was coached in a way where you see a Lamar Jackson right now, you see a Patrick Mahomes, you see a Russell Wilson, guys that are mobile and then understand how to get yards and get down. Because that guy, as long as I played, he had the best arm ever seen, right? He's the best arm. But the problem was he didn't know how to put that touch. That Russell Wilson ball that goes, woo! Right? And if he could have had that, and again, with an understanding of
I'm sorry.
Yeah, give us
I'm about to say I got a couple questions.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, Chris, I'm about to say your first year in Atlanta. I just want to make sure I got this right. You did play with Jeffrey Tuggle your first year in Atlanta, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm about to say you could embrace us with one of them stories right there.
Hammer.
So what you just got to get when your name is the Hammer. So I gotta regress and say this. I had a guy at Stanford. We had a young guy at Stanford who nicknamed himself the Animal. All right. So we all know what that is. That is some straight BS because you can't give yourself a nickname, right? But Jesse,
Good.
that is soft spoken. When he gets the nickname the Hammer, it just absolutely says that he brings freaking pain. All right, that like you can't have a nickname as the Hammer and go out with hands on each other like little this. Like if you're half stepping, you might get thrown out of the club. Like I said earlier, like dress code violation, get up out the club. So I guess what to say is that Jesse, amazing player. And again, just even having the nickname the Hammer really just says like you earned that. Now, that's not something that just happens. So to be called the Hammer where people recognize it, it means you didn't put fire on a bunch of people.
Man.
Wow.
Hey, Jesse will knock your head off, bro. I remember coming in as a rookie and he was still there, and some of them goal line practices that Dan Reeves would have, and I would have to chip on the nose or the two and climb up on Jesse. Now, Jesse about 5'9", 5'10", and if you don't get low, bruh, he gonna cockroach you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ever see the dead cockroaches? They be on the ground. Man, dog, like I remember my first couple times hitting him. Now, I'm playing with a lot of fire trying to make the squad. So I'm like, man, if I can get the Hammer up out of here, I'll look good on tape. Man, that Joker's so strong. Y'all don't understand how strong he is, man. And this was year 14 for him, right, Drive? This was year 14. And I was just like, golly, man, this Joker's so strong.
14.
Yeah, like, so we hit each other and but man, like he was, with that said, I will say, man, Jesse was so cool because being a young guy coming in, Jesse would talk to you for hours just about his path, because Jesse was like back when they had 13, 14 rounds, coming from Valdosta State. And I think he told me one time he was like the 6th or 7th linebacker on the roster at one time. And so he just, hearing his story gave me and some of the other guys, I don't know about, how it did for them, but I know for me, it gave me a lot of motivation. Like, man, you know what? You can be a low round pick or free agent, because I was a 7th round. That gave me a lot of inspiration. Like, man, I can come in and do this thing, man. This guy right here did it, and he wasn't your prototypical linebacker size, for middle linebacker. He was about 5'10", about 240, but he'll drop that thing on you. You know what I'm saying? And you come in there slipping. And Jesse was just so cool. I see him to this day, man, and he's same as ever, man. That's that's to me, he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. He should be in the Hall of Fame, not just maybe if not for his playing ability, but just for the type of person he is.
Hey, Jew, you got a question?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, they already made my night. As Mike was saying, Michael Vick is my guy. He the reason why I ride with the Falcons. I actually grew up in the Hampton Roads area. Y'all know he's from Hampton, Newport News area. So I grew up out Virginia. So when Michael Vick, when he was in that era, I was growing up. I was in high school. So to me, he was the man. Like, he could walk on water, man. I seen him do stuff in the game, and I'm like, he must see TV. That's the nickname I gave him. Must see TV. I knew when I set on my my TV every Sunday, Monday Night Football, I'm gonna see something I ain't never seen before. But I just want to ask you guys, what's your favorite Michael Vick story? Because I seen Forney in his documentary talking about how Vick ran on the field for the first time with some chapstick in his hand, and like he was this ultra confident. So I want to know, what's the y'all story? What's y'all favorite Michael Vick story?
I remember that.
Hey, to be honest, even that story. That story that I told, I missed a couple things from it because, like, I was a rookie starting my first game. I'm out there nervous as hell, but seeing him walk out there in the huddle just kind of, he made the play call. Hey, all right. And Jamal Anderson looked like, man, what the are you doing? I'm nervous. And I'm looking. He kind of set me at ease with his cool and his calm. You know what I'm saying? So seeing that, I was just like, yo, man, this cat here, he different. Like, okay.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to say which play as it relates to Mike. I mean, again, there's so many. I think there's going to be tons of highlights of that Green Bay playoff game this week. The Falcons go up to Green Bay, so you're going to see a whole bunch of that. But I mean, it's really that Mike. If I say it as a collective, actually, let me get this. What is my favorite play? The favorite play is in Minnesota. Overtime and.
Oh yeah, and he ran into the locker room, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, I had finished off games in high school where I was running the ball and I kind of, put the game to bed and ran in. But it was like the first time that I really been somebody else doing that, and then in that fashion, it was absolutely ridiculous. It was like you saw him go back and he looked a little bit and he said, "You know what? This game is over." Bam! He's running. Put a little extra burst on it. They run into each other. A little bit more. Another burst runs in each other. I mean, and then game is over. And to think of what that run means is you have like some of the most amazing athletes in the world that he literally messed up their angle because he was able to put it into another gear and did that twice. Like, that stuff doesn't happen, that they could mess up like that 2 times and then took it to the house and it was done. Like, I was like, that's on another level.
Yeah, but hey, he was balling that whole game. Bro. I think he might have had like 175 on the. I was just about to cut. I think he might have had about $175 on that day, man. Hey, Draft. Here's another funny one for you. You was with Carolina at the time. Check this out. I don't know but check this out. So I forget what year it was, but we played y'all the first game, and Mike was running all over the field. Like, we was cutting up or whatever, right? And, defense, they was having to chase him and And your boy, Mike Minna, number 30, the safety, right? I remember towards the end of the game in the fourth quarter, he was chasing Mike, and he got up and he had his hands on his head. And I walked by him. I said, hey, man, he fast, ain't he? He looked at me.
Man, sometimes that's all you can say, brother. That I was watching Lamar Jackson last night early in the game when he ran a couple of those plays where you just looked down and you're like, yeah, man, he real fast, bro. He's fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. He has so much. Man, he has so much ability, y'all. Like, I tell people this all the time. Like, we had our Steve Young. We had our John Elway here. We had our quarterback to take us to get the Lombardi. It's just just didn't get it done, man, And but you know what? Even with that said, it's still so many great memories, like we sitting here talking about it. Man, I got all kind of pictures, and every so often I'll pull up something on YouTube, and somebody has something on there where they show like the old ESPN highlights, how you were saying, my man, like you turn on Monday night and they showing the clips from Sunday. and it was just like watching a damn video game.
I was
that joke out there.
Today.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like he was like I was so glad to be a part of it, and blessed and fortunate that he asked me to be a part of that football life story of his. Like I was really taken aback when he asked me, like, hey, I want you to be a part of it. And I was just like, man, you know what? I appreciate that. Cause man, it was a great honor. It was a great honor for me. It was a great honor for me. I'll just say that. What's up?
For both of you guys, I got a question for both of you guys, man. With that said, it's a lot of, I wouldn't necessarily say negativity, but a lot of people haven't forgiven Mike, the way I think he did. What is the most, I want to phrase this right. What's misunderstood about Mike that a lot of people just like, okay, what I'm referring to, I'm just going to get to it, is the playbook. Mike didn't study the playbook. Mike didn't do this. Mike didn't do that. But when you're a gifted athlete the way he is, do you really have to study the playbook the way that, that he said? Because things come so easily with him. Mm-hmm. It comes so easily with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, he's the quarterback, but he's so gifted. You can't do the things that Michael Vick can do. You can't do this. You can't do that. Is that something that a lot of people kind of, look at Mike and say, Mike's just lazy, Mike is this. Was Mike anything like that, man?
Well, I think there's one misconception. You do have to look at the playbook. You can't just not know what to do out there. You know what I mean? Maybe he didn't get into it as much as some of those other guys, the other quarterbacks around the league, but there's no way that you can not look at the playbook. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I wouldn't just say that he was just lazy either, because here's the thing, Mike practiced every day. He wasn't sitting up in the training room, not out there on the field practicing. I hardly remember any time where he was just like, nah, I ain't gonna practice today. Nuh-uh. He was out there practicing every day, unless he was hurt or something like that, which was rare. He had that one time where he broke his leg and he couldn't practice, but no, Mike wasn't lazy. Now could he have, maybe did more, and got more out of his talents? Yes, but as far as like being lazy, nuh-uh. Because to me, when you say somebody lazy, that means that they just sitting on their ass, they ain't doing shit. Nuh-uh. He was out there practice all the time. He was out there working. He was out there in the offseason doing the training.
Yeah. So I think I was alluding to it a little bit earlier, and that is that, the idea was he coached at the maximum level. And, it kind of goes to what you were saying. If you're that good, do you really need to study? And the answer is yes, you do. Because if you're that good and you don't study as much, think of how good you would be if you did. Right. And I think, the problem with Mike was that he actually was so good, he made coaches in the fans. Right. I mean, if you look at Philadelphia Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, they were running a West Coast offense. They ran the ball. And then all of a sudden, Mike becomes the starting starting quarterback. And all of a sudden, they're doing straight drop back, 5 and 7 yard drop backs. And they're wondering why he's getting hit so much. They're not running the ball, so they're not doing any play pass, because he could throw the ball further than they ever could see somebody throw. Like they couldn't outthrow, he couldn't outthrow a Deshaun, Deshaun as he's running it. So I guess what I'm saying is that the hardest part for Mike is that the coaches did not continue to coach him the whole time. And if they did, with really understanding where we see our guys like Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, and Patrick Mahomes, and some of these other guys, that you can be mobile without taking hits. You can be accurate. We just have to play to your strengths and coach you. I mean, if that happened, oh my goodness, it would have been ridiculous.
Hey, another thing to add on to that too, bro, is when Dan Reeves was here, He was, I think Dan Reeves kind of had that father figure, don't mess with me, don't play around with me type attitude, and I think if Dan might have been here a little bit longer, that might have forced Mike into, but who knows? I mean, but I just know that, that year that Mike was first, the start of that first year, I know Dan, come on, because you know how Dan was, draft. You might be sitting in the locker room talking about God knows what, and Dan walk in there, you straighten up. Like your pops walk in there, and whatever
Straight
foolishness
in
you was talking about is out the window. You straighten up, right?
That's right.
Hey, absolutely.
Shout out to Coach Reeves. I love Coach Reeves. Man. Shout out Coach Reeves.
I missed them. Dan Reeves do that dirty bird. I miss all of that. But guess what, fellas? We are up on our half hour. So, like I said before, if you want to stick on, we're gonna go into the heavy hitter show where we finna recap this, the game Sunday. If you want to hang tight, you're more than welcome. But I know you said you had some prior engagement, so we want to just give you the floor for a minute. Let everybody know where to find you and just kind of what's upcoming for you.
Yes, my Twitter handle is Kynan Forney 65. My Instagram handle is F65 Performance. Right now, I'm training different offensive linemen in the area. I'm at Dash Performance in Lawrenceville, Georgia. It's right off the Sugarloaf exit, right next to the new Papados for young offensive linemen. If you want to come get coached up, if you want to take your game to the next level, come holler at me. I've had different high school kids going Division I. I just had the first offensive tackle taken in the draft, Andrew Thomas from Lithonia, or from Georgia, University of Georgia. I was training him this offseason. So I do it all. I got high school, college, pros. And I just like to be a mentor to young kids, man, just to speak some positivity into them, because I've been blessed so much. So I consider it an honor, and I must give back.
Is there a website we can find all your information, everything? So I can put that in the chat for everyone to kind of, look for you and everything.
The website of the actual facility is DASH, DASH Performance. That's an acronym for Developing Athletes Starts Here. They have a website. My website is just my Twitter handle and my Instagram handle. So, I mean, if you're trying to get in touch with me, hit me up through one of those avenues. I'm not Hollywood, as you can tell from this
You are amazing.
Ain't no Hollywood. I'm regular as hell. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up. I'll get right back.
That's what we love.
But here's the other thing. Don't hit me up if you ain't trying to work. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. That's all right.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. Okay, thank you for that. I know you said you needed to hop off, so I really appreciate you taking the time out to interview with us.
Hey, we need to do this again. CD, we need to do this, man. We need to do this again, yo.
Hey, hit us up.
Hey, let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. But I appreciate y'all. I got to help my baby girl get ready for the science test tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hey, let's talk about that a little bit more. We do this again. All right.
Okay, appreciate you.
Like
Thank you.
All right,
thank you.
Peace, y'all.
All right.
One love.
And so, did you want it to hang on and just tell everybody about how to find you, or did you want to join us in the conversation?
I might hang out here for a little bit, but I'll just say a little bit so that when I have to jump off, I can just slide right off the call. But you guys know the work we've been doing. My wife Keisha passed from lung cancer in December of 2010, right when I finished up playing in NFL. And actually, she was diagnosed in 2010, passed December of 2011, and before she passed, we had a chance to get married, and when we got married, she asked if our family and friends would support the foundation so that we could create our team draft initiative that's changing the face of lung cancer. And so, that's the work that I've been doing since that time is really changed the face of lung cancer by finding advocates that are similar to my wife that are willing to stand up and fight for other people, not just for themselves. And in doing that, really send the message that research matters, that it's we can't just prevent it. It's just like every other cancer, every other disease out there, that we need research to be able to have better early detection, better treatments, and be able to have more survivors that are living at a higher quality of life. And so, again, that's the work we've been doing, is gone all over the world in doing that work. I mean, I'm so blessed with being able to play in the NFL, because it gives a platform to be able to address pretty much anything. The key is about having the relationships with your community so you can get it done. So it's not just one person saying something, but the team building skills I learned by playing football, I apply those directly to everything that we're doing. And that is, again, building a team of advocates that want to stand up, building a team of experts that are willing to take a stand, and again, making it clear that research matters and that we are fighting for our survivors. And the only way we can fight for them is with a complete sense of urgency.
Definitely.
I actually had an uncle that passed away of lung cancer, so I totally understand. I totally understand where you're coming from.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. So we're getting ready to get into the meat and potatoes of this show, the heavy hitters. We got to talk about Sunday. So I'm going to let y'all have this. I'll probably jump off to let y'all have y'all show. But let's go. Sunday. Oh my God. I know y'all about to start it up.
Chris might want to slide out. He might want to slide out because I don't think he want to, besmirch the great name.
I know you guys are gonna fire it up a little bit. Again, just because I'm sitting right here, and at the end of the day, you have to be honest about the game. I mean, when you come on Monday, if you want to make any changes, you have to be honest about it. That's why Monday can be very difficult, because you're gonna have to sit there and watch that tape. But the most important thing is recognizing that as bad as it is that they lost, there was a whole bunch of good, the same way as even in that Dallas game. So I know as you guys are about to go in on the Falcons, want to make sure that we don't completely forget the fact that there was a whole bunch of good in that game. Absolutely. A whole bunch of good, right?
Absolutely.
So go on, get it now.
Yes, sir. This is a positive place for Atlanta Falcons football. So trust me, this is what we do here. We're fair and we're honest, and we share nothing but the facts and the truth. So I appreciate you joining. If you want to, step off and let us do our thing, that's fine. We definitely love everything that you're doing, not only for the community but for the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, hey, you guys have a great show, man. Get our people a little bit fired up and get them ready. I mean, we got to be honest about it, but then at the same time, make sure our fans still stay energized for this game. Right? Yeah. Thank you.
Always.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right.
Whew. Hey, man. Look. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to just say this, man. I wasn't necessarily happy from what I saw from Dirk Cutter. That annoyed me more than anything. I don't know about you guys, but looking at Dirk Cutter, that's not what I want to hear. I don't want to hear that from our offensive coordinator again. This is the same thing we're hearing from him. The same thing. We had a chance to be aggressive. Haven't we heard that before?
We hear it every week.
That sounds like the same. That sounds exactly like the Super Bowl talk. That sounds exactly the way they make an excuse in the Super Bowl for not making the right call. And I don't know who said it. I forget who it was. It may have been Jude, but somebody said maybe it is. It could have been Kevin. But maybe this is Dan Quinn who is preaching this false aggressive mentality, man. Like, sometimes you got to do the right thing. Sometimes you got to look. We got to slow down. We can't always be aggressive at certain moments. You got to be smart at the right moments. And I don't think Falcons have been, necessarily smart. It's okay to be aggressive in certain situations, but it's the end of the game. It's the end of the game. What are you doing? Run the freaking ball. Run the clock down. Make it harder for them. You're making it easy. You're giving these guys 4 minutes to run to score. That's it.
I'm gonna say this. I don't like the fact that it seems like the players are scared to speak up and speak out about what's going on. It's all kind of scripted. Everybody's scripted. Oh, we're supporting our, coach and everything. I'm sorry, I'm joining y'all class tonight, but
do your thing.
But to me, it just doesn't seem genuine to me. Like, y'all have to be frustrated. We've had amazing leads. Matt Ryan, Ridley, all of them, everybody just putting up great, numbers. We're doing great. And then what happens after the fact? You change it up. What works? You want to switch it up after the half. It's frustrating. So it's like now we're going into Sunday and Monday, not even knowing, we pretty much know what to expect, because it's like, and it's people that say, oh, well, they blame Matt Ryan and everything else, but it's like, I'm 39 points. You're supposed to win the game.
Exactly.
What are you saying? That's not enough for you? That's not enough for you? So it's like, what more can Matt Ryan do for y'all? That's just all I'm saying. So I'll leave y'all to it.
Hey, I can't ready to explode, boy. I can't ready to explode. Go ahead.
Right. I'm about to say, because like I said, it just seems like the players are not afraid of the coaches, just like you said. Yeah. Just like our guest, like Kynan Forney said with Darren Reeves, if he walks in the room, you know when to shut the fuck up. I don't think this team has that culture, those type of coaches that'll put that fear in. Because, like you said, 39 points, boy, that's a shoe-in win right there for the average NFL team. You can't play good for three. That's what I said. You can't play good for 3.5 quarters. You gotta play good for 60 minutes. And if I gotta go one more week talking about 60 minutes, I'm about to go watch.
We have to play 4 quarters, guys. Remember that. They just let up.
And then like Mike said, man, that's just lack of football situational awareness. They said, don't try to force Matt Ryan to win the game. If the game is there, let it flow. You run the ball to run the clock. Like you said, it's the same shit that happened in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
That's how it felt. It definitely felt that way.
You let you instead of using the clock as your advantage, you basically let the clock defeat you.
Yeah,
exactly.
So we can't blame Matt Ryan on this. You can't blame the offense. Like you said, they sputtered in that second half, I get, but at the end of the day, the defense still has to make plays.
Exactly.
The coaches have to put the players in the right spots. And if you ain't doing that, it's like
there just need to be accountability for everyone.
Exactly.
You're not getting in on these players good enough. It's just, next time, we'll do it next time. Get in on these players at halftime. This is what you're supposed to be doing. If we are blitzing like crazy.
Exactly. You can't be like, you can't be like, oh, Timmy, oh, you broke the TV. Oh, I'm going to give you a cookie. No. No, it don't work like that. You mess up, boy, you get the consequences. Yeah, that's why I feel like this team doesn't have the accountability. They don't hold each other accountable. What up?
I know Jude is chopping at the bit. I already know what Jude's about to go. Go ahead, Jude.
Yeah, man, I'm chopping at the bit because y'all hit on all of the points that I was going to hit on, other than when the plays are there to be made, guys have to make the plays. Like I was looking on Twitter and Harry Douglas was saying the same thing I was saying in my video earlier last week is that Isaiah Oliver, you got to come off the field. Like being benched, that could be embarrassing as well. If you ain't out there doing your job and the coach pull you off the field and you're on the sideline holding that helmet, you got to take the helmet off and you sitting over there on the sideline, that's embarrassing. So I feel like we said, we have I feel like Dan Quinn and the coaches have too much trust sometimes in the players. It's like they're not out there making plays. It's kind of like, oh, well, we're just going to leave them out there and keep giving them chances after chances after chances. And it's like, take them off the field. Like, take them off the field because sometimes when you come off the field, that'll motivate you. And it's embarrassing. Like, really, Dan Quinn doesn't understand, but the players are embarrassing him. Like, I don't hear hardly none of our fans saying the players are not making plays. I'm hearing everybody saying fire Dan Quinn. But I'm like, it was plays out there. When I went back and watched the game, I had forgot all about Nick Foles throwing that ball where 3 defenders were standing there. Isaiah Oliver, I think Deion Jones, all of those guys. Yeah, 3 Falcon players. He just lobbed the ball up there and none of them made the play. So it's like the ball was caught, I think, by Jimmy Graham. And then I think it was Casey stripped them, but we still didn't get the ball. So it's just like, and then it was on Twitter, somebody was saying again, because if you guys remember in that Eagles game in the divisional round where he threw the ball directly to Keanu O'Neal and the ball hit him in the chest and he dropped it.
And it hit him in the chest, yeah.
So I'm like,
Devontae Casey hit the ball. Devontae Casey hit that ball out of his hand. He hit the ball out of Isaiah Oliver. Isaiah Oliver had the interception and he hit the ball out of his hand. Like at that point, you gotta that's situational awareness. That's not going and being aggressive and making plays. Making sure your guy is protected in order to get the turnover. That's what, and that's IQ. That's situational awareness, like you said.
And that's the biggest thing with our coaches. I feel like everybody always talks about New England, and everybody hates to hear me say the Patriots because I can't stand them. That's our nemesis. But Bill Belichick understands clock management, time management. He understands situational football, and I feel like the biggest problem with our coaching staff is they don't understand situational football. Like that's elementary. When you're in the 4-minute drill and another team has 3 timeouts, you want to make them use their timeouts. So you have to run the football. Like I was saying before, you're not even running the ball to gain yardage at this point. You're running the ball to drain the clock and make them use their timeouts. And that was my problem with what Dirk Cutter said in his interview when he was like, well, we were just trying to stay aggressive. And at first they had 2 high safeties, and then later on in the game, they only had one safety. I don't care if they were in the goal line. You run the ball because you're trying to make them use their timeouts. Because basically we had 3 incomplete passes in a row. So we still didn't gain any yardage. So you were better off just go ahead and run the ball. Even if they hit us in the backfield, at least the clock is still moving. And they used their timeouts because we did them a favor by throwing the ball where they had to use none of their timeouts. So basically on that last drive, when they went down and scored, they had 3 timeouts. So it's like, it was key plays. Like I went back and I told you guys, I say this week after week after week. I feel like it's a rerun. I'm saying the same stuff over and over again. I say it's 4 or 5 plays in the game that changed the game. If you guys remember on the sideline when they threw the ball to Allen Robinson and Oliver was on that side and Bleedy Wade Wilson was on that side. Bleedy missed the tackle and he ran into the end zone. Right there, it was like 4 minutes left in the game. You make that tackle, you continue to make the clock drain. But it's like, our guys almost, I don't want to say they're giving up, but it's like you have to, it's 2 of y'all against 1 guy. Somebody has to make that tackle, bring him down to the ground and make that clock continue to run. But it's like, it's these small plays that we talk about that's game changers. Brian Hill dropping that 3rd down pass when he could have easily, he had the ball, but he just didn't look it in all the way. He tried to take off the field too fast. He had the 1st down. That would have took more time off the clock. So it's like, it's so many plays in this game that would have changed the game. And that's the reason why when I'm hearing these players, like they interviewed Bleedy, they interviewed Dante Fowler after the game, they interviewed Calvin Ridley, who looked really pissed off. And Calvin Ridley is never like mean with the media and stuff like that. But I don't know if you guys seen
this interview. He's like Julio.
Man.
He's a lot like Julio. They're a lot alike.
He's chill. But Sunday, he was pissed off because he's like, y'all keep asking us the same questions. Do we back Dan Quinn? And at the end of the day, these players just want to win. It's like, forget Dan Quinn. I'm out here trying to win because this is interesting.
I want to win games.
Yeah, man. Forget talking about Dan Quinn's job. Like, who cares about Dan Quinn's job? At the end of the day, we're not getting the job done. So at the end of the day, we all are one. If Dan Quinn gets fired, okay, but we all are 0-3. It's not just Dan Quinn. They're putting that jersey on, and they're going out there on the field. So it's embarrassing to them to lose in this fashion as well. So I feel like sometimes the media, they're not even cautious of the feelings of the players. It's like people wonder why people like Beast Mode for Marshawn Lynch doesn't like to speak to the media and stuff like that. It's because the media is so harsh. It's like y'all asking them these questions right after a game, after a hard-fought battle. It's like Calvin Ridley's pissed off. He ran the wrong route.
Oh, y'all see me and Miss Maggie. Y'all see our reactions after the game. We cussing and doing all types of damn things.
Exactly. And look, and we're not
young
players.
lady come out. I don't even be a lady at that point. I be pissed off.
And we're not even players. So that's what I'm saying. Imagine how they feel. Like our emotions are all tied up in it. But just imagine giving your all out there. You done left it all out on the field. Some of your comrades, teammates, they got injured, out there on the battlefield, and then you come off the field, and then these people who probably never even laced them up in between those white lines have the nerve to come at you sideways. Like, I understand why I really was pissed off, because I'm like, if they asked me about Dan Quinn's job and I was a player, I'd be like, bump Dan Quinn. I don't care about that, whether we back him up. Exactly. Yeah, man. It don't matter if we back him up, because at the end of the day, we're not getting the job done. So it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Arthur Blank won a winner. He won a Super Bowl. And right now we 0-3 and we going in the wrong direction. So I don't want to hear nothing about what do you feel about Dan Quinn. They keep asking Dan Quinn about the job. It's like, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, the only person that can make that decision is Arthur Blank. So y'all might as well keep asking Dan Quinn these players, is he going to get fired? Why hasn't he got fired? Are you guys going to still play for him? Are you guys going to back him? Yeah, like a player's going to say he sucks as a coach. I mean, of course, they're not going to come out and say that. So I feel like at the end of the day, we need to be asking, how can we correct these situations at the end of the day? That's what we need to see. How can we solve this? And that's what Bleedy Way said. We need to talk about how we can solve these issues that we having. And really, like I said, it's elementary. We're not playing for 60 minutes. K-Style said every week. Me and K-Style saying the same thing over and over again, like a rerun. It's the third week in a row that we got to finish. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It's crazy. And then like people say, Dan Quinn says the same thing every week. I mean, it's coach speak. What is he going to say when you keep doing the same thing over and over again?
What the hell do you want to say?
Mean. He need to be mean. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. He need to be getting in and show, like, you know what? Because who that? Well, anyway, I'm just saying, it's typical, like they got the damn speech on the paper and they're going to say the same thing this week.
Exactly.
Almost like he got a pre-written speech for every loss.
He do. It's the same speech, dog. We need to play. They might as well take our speech. We need to play for 60 minutes. We need to play. We need to stop being Atlanta 3.5.
We're mad as hell. We're fired up. We're fired up. We're fired up.
Fired up.
We're fired up.
We're pissed off. I'm like, shit, y'all should have been pissed off after the first game.
And it need to be accountability. Like, I take accountability because I didn't have my team together. They didn't know what to do right there. The secondary. It's my fault that I didn't have my team prepared. You need to take ownership.
That's what pisses me off. That's what pisses me off, because I'm seeing absolutely no accountability from Dan Quinn nor Dirk Cutter. These guys are saying, "Oh, we should have." They're shifting the blame. They're shifting the blame towards the players. That's not what you're supposed to do. As a coach, you're supposed to take the blame. If I'm the leader, I'm supposed to take the blame for anything that goes, even if it's not my issue, even if it's not my fault. I take the blame. I should have been the one that had us ready for the game. I should have said, guess what? No, Dirk, we're not going to pass the ball. We're going to run. I should have did that. There's no one taking accountability. You got Dirk Cutter literally saying, we ran the ball 4 times and we only got 9 yards. So basically, you're shifting the blame on the players. You're shifting the blame on the players. Why is no one saying anything about that? I'm giving you a huge F you, Dirk. You don't do that to your players. How do you as a coach to say in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left on the game clock, You're saying to your offensive line.
Hold on, Mike. I don't want to cut you off, but I just want to say one thing. The statement you just made shows that we don't understand situational football. It doesn't matter how many yards you got. You're trying to run out the clock. And that's what told me when he said that statement, that's what told me right then and there, we don't understand situational football.
This
he don't even give a damn
literally said we passed the ball because there was too much time left with 4 minutes to go.
But you stopped the clock.
No, like I wasn't finished. I was just like, really, nigga?
You know you done messed up, right?
Did you really just say that?
You know you done messed up, right?
But I had to say that because it's like, bruh. That's why I said in my video, my keyword for this week is why. Why? Tell me why. That's all I gotta say. Tell me why.
What the hell happened?
But K-Styles, you can listen to what they are saying, and they're getting themselves in trouble. That's the dumb thing about it. If you sit there and say, well, it was too much time. So that means you run the ball to drain time. That don't mean you stop the clock. Like you did just what
you freaking idiot.
And then you sit there and say, we only got 9 yards when we ran the ball 4 times. And I was just saying, it doesn't matter how many yards you gain. How many yards did you gain when you threw it incomplete 3 times in a row? 0. So you might as well ran the ball. Like you literally threw the ball 3 times and got 0 yards. But you sitting here talking about it was too much time on the clock, so we threw the ball. That doesn't even make sense. If you thought it was too much time, you would have ran the ball to drain the clock, eat the clock. That's why I say we don't understand situational football, and that's scary. Now that's scary when we can't, because that means you're gonna continue to blow games, but you just don't understand the game. You're playing checkers, and everybody else playing chess. It's a problem. That's a problem.
You can't scapegoat everybody when you're the consistent problem.
Exactly.
Woo, boy! You see a lot right.
It should have been some damn tables and chairs thrown in the locker room. Like this is just ridiculous. It should have been y'all cussing and everything. You get on the floor. I need push-ups. It should have been some shit like that. You ain't going to sleep tonight because we finna go practice right now. It should have been that. Everybody was accountable for their own shit. You dropped that pass, Julio. You did this. Everybody made mistakes.
Oh, I can guarantee how that went. Hold on, take the glasses off. I'm gonna let me see how you did. Well, I think that we should have made better plays. Like you said, you can't do that, bro. You the head coach. You have the responsibility of the whole team. Just like Mike said, you got to be a leader.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But we're telling on ourselves again, because if you guys remember I think it was last year when we brought in Bob Sutton. They're like, we're bringing in Bob Sutton. And why did they say we brought in Bob Sutton? We're going to let him run clock, do clock management. That tells you right there and there, we don't know how to play complementary football. When you got somebody running, and my thing is this, if you know you can't do it, we need to hire somebody. But maybe we need to hire somebody from New England. I know one thing, New England know how to drain the clock. I know last year, when the Titans went up against the Patriots in the playoffs when they beat them, Mike Vrabel did the same thing that Bill Belichick threw to other people. He drained the clock all the way down. Literally took a penalty on 4th down when he was getting ready to punt just to make the Patriots call a timeout. He used his own weapons against him. He used what Bill Belichick taught him as a player, and he used it against him. And that's how we got to do. It's a copycat league. All we got to do is copy what other coaches are doing. If you don't understand clock management, go watch film, go watch the end of games, go watch end of halves, how you supposed to do it. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Go bite off somebody else. All you got to do is go watch film. It's not that hard. But the elementary mistakes that we're making the same mistakes week after week. And that's what's frustrating. And that's why I keep telling people, I'm not a Dan Quinn apologist. My thing is this. For all of those people that's dreaming and thinking Dan Quinn's going to get fired after a game, Arthur Blank don't move that way. That's not the way he moves. He's a businessman. So he's not going to just go on the podium and say, you know what, I'm going to let Dan Quinn go after a game. That's not how he get down. So if that's what you fans want, I'm sorry that I got to break it to you like this, but I see Dan Quinn here the rest of the season. Even if we go 0-16, because Arthur Blank, that's not the type of person he is, the type of owner he is, that he's going to try to embarrass a coach. He's not going to do it. So we might as well just sit tight, hope that Dan Quinn and these guys can turn it around. If they don't, he's out of here.
I'm tired of hoping. I'm so sick of hoping.
Exactly.
We gonna win this week.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. But all those people that keep saying fire Dan Quinn over and over again, that's not going to solve anything. Because at the end of the day, he's not about to be fired in the middle of the season. I'm telling you guys right now, he's not, because who are we going to bring in? That's the problem.
Exactly. It's like, that's my thing.
Yeah, who are we going to bring in? We're going to hire Dirk Cutter, who just said that we knew that it was too much time, so we threw the ball. I mean, who are we going to move into the head coach position?
Someone said John Robinson.
Oh, Lord. Who was that? John
Robinson. He's a general manager. People want everybody else's trash. We don't know anything about John Robinson except for he being in New England, okay? Do you know that Thomas Dimitroff is from that New England tree also? So a lot of people. Scott Pioli is from that New England that New England tree also. So it's a lot of people. It's a copycat league, like you said. This is a copycat league. I don't care about GMs per se. We have a guy, for the most part, who's here and who's built a championship. He was a part of that Tampa Bay regime, and he's our own Rich McKay, and he's a head of the rules competition committee in NFL. So we have a very capable, a guy who's capable of building a champion. He was with Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy, the cover two, that New England, he knows players and coaches around the league. So I'm not worried about GM with the Atlanta Falcons. That's something I'm not worried about. We have a very good team president and Rich McKay, who's been in the league. You always hear me say this, I want guys with experience. Rich McKay has experience, and I'm not concerned about anything when it comes down to scouting players. I know a lot of people say, but look, this is the thing about scouting players and Thomas Dimitroff, and this is why I give Thomas Dimitroff just a little bit of a break. It's because those are Dan Quinn's guys who he wants to run for his team. Those aren't what Thomas Dimitroff wants for himself. That's where we have to get through our heads. That's not who Thomas Dimitroff wants for himself. If we wanted Thomas Dimitroff to completely have a team for himself, give him complete control. Give him complete control and then see what Thomas Dimitroff can do. He doesn't have complete control. Therefore, the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator or the head coach, those three guys get to pick and choose on which talent that they want, how they are going to really kind of get into their scheme as far as Dirk Cutter, the receivers that he wants, the tight ends that he wants, the type of guards, center guards. These are the things that come into play when you have a GM. GM without complete control, outside a guy like Ozzie Newsome with the Ravens. Ozzie Newsome has complete control over that organization. When he was there, he had complete control. Thomas Dimitroff does not, and this is why I constantly have to remind people that these guys do not have complete control. Until we have a GM or a head coach that has complete control, this will always be an organizational failure. So I'm not going to say this is all Thomas Dimitroff's fault. This is not all Dan Quinn or Matt Ryan or Julio. This is Arthur Blank's failure. This is Rich McKay's failure. Everyone together are responsible for this mess that we have right now. So let's stop saying fire Dan Quinn. Okay, even myself, we got to stop with this fire Dan Quinn, because Dan Quinn did not create this mess on his own. This is everyone's mess, to be honest.
Or you could do the new story. You can get Andre Rison in here. If y'all want to find that.
No.
Hey, I already covered that one. So
that's what I'm saying. How y'all feel about that? He want to be coach. How do y'all feel about that?
We want to be Deion so badly.
I'm good. I'm good on that. That's all. We good. I'm good on that. No.
This really just said he.
I love Black Eye.
I love that hat, by the way. I love that hat.
Fuck, thank you. Fuck Andre Rison for the rest of his life. He. Never mind. I was gonna say something.
We could be interviewing this man next.
Hey, I don't give a damn. Come on. Hey,
he digressed. Don't do it, Mike. Don't do it, Mike.
But for real, say what you gotta say.
I love Lisa. All right, I love. No, I don't need to do that. Nope.
Yeah, like I said, he basically saw Deion getting the headlines in Jackson State. And like, okay.
Now he wanted to be a coach. Yeah.
He said he waiting on Arthur Blank to give him a call. Like, bruh,
Arthur ain't Blank and calling you.
He ain't
at all. If he ain't calling Chris, what the fuck?
He ain't calling Chuck Smith. But
there you go.
Damn, he got a chance.
Exactly.
He don't got a chance.
You better off coaching the Atlanta Ducks.
Woo-woo.
They might not give you a chance.
Hey man.
Like I said, everybody is trying to bite off all this, and Atlanta being the laughing stock of the NFL, and you got Deion being the coach. Like I think he just thinking that, okay, I'm gonna get my 15 minutes of fame, bro. Last time we seen you on TV was a 30 for 30 about why athletes were broke.
Woo!
Yeah,
oh. Mic drop.
Oh, mic drop. Oh, you know what?
That. Eesh. That was a bit harsh.
That was a hard. I'm just saying we ain't that desperate now. I'm just saying. Like I said, at the end of
the interview with him is dead now. That interview with him is dead.
Man, ain't been dead. Man, you killed it already. Shit, I just finished it off.
Hey man,
come on.
but for real though, like I said, he ain't that desperate now. He's gonna finish. Like you said, Dan Quinn's going to finish the season.
Somebody said with Kendall play. Oh my God, I'm trying to highlight the right question. I think that he might. They're optimistic about him. If anybody seen my injury report, possibly. I think we're gonna have a couple of starters coming back. Maybe we will see. If I'll update y'all if that happens, but we might have a couple. So we might not be broken down. Coming into there, because we got to be on all cylinders at this point. Oh my God, because they expecting us to lose now.
Hey man. Hey, I'm not gonna say it. Everybody keep. Well, I'm not finishing that. No, I'm not finishing. Y'all got the picture, okay? Y'all finish the portrait. Y'all not get me in trouble.
We're talking about the portrait of Band-Aids and
I
hope he does. I hope he does come back and play, but he got to come back 100. But
I think Grady might be. It might be. I think he's looking good too. So we might. I haven't heard about Julio though. About Julio.
We need as many warm bodies as possible. Yeah, right now, we're looking like a mass unit. We're looking like a mass unit out there. I talked about it in my video earlier. Hey, look, I need Tack to go ahead, ice up, son. Like Steve Smith Sr. used to say, ice up, son. Hey, look, I need Tack back. I need Grady out there. I need Ricardo Allen. I don't know.
You know how you feel about Tack.
hey, I don't care how Mike feel about Tack. We need Tack back because see what people don't realize when Tack is out there, we need that diversion. He had that quick first step. And to me, Stephen Means ain't doing it for me. He ain't doing it for me. I'm sorry. Stephen Means and Jacob Tatui Mariner, they not doing it for me. At least with Tack, he might only have one move, but at least he got a first quick step where he can create. Because if you remember when he was playing, he was creating basically a diversion where Fowler, Grady Jarrett, those guys could eat because he had that quick first step that you got to worry about. Right now, it's like on that other side, they don't have to worry about nobody being shot out of a cannon. I don't know about Marlon Davidson because last week they played him a few snaps. I think they're trying to get him back from that injury, so I think they didn't want to play him a lot. But he's known more for his strength and not so much his speed. So I want Tack back because I feel like when he's out there, when you have all of those three guys together, you need at least 3 good pass rushers on that line. When you're just trying to bring your front four. So if we can get Tack back with that first quick step, he might not get a lot of sacks, but he can get pressures. And we need with how we're covering guys, I need that ball to come out quick. And last week that ball wasn't coming out quick enough. Nick Foles had too much time to look down the field. I want them thinking about something. I want that quarterback having to think about getting hit, even if it's after the play. And at least Tack, I know he's gonna get me some pressures. So I don't think I'm not big on like Tack is the man, but he's better than what I'm seeing from these other guys, these 3rd and 4th stringers. We need Tack back, man. Yeah, it'll help Grady and Fowler.
Yeah, Steven wasn't very mean that game.
Nah, man.
Hey, look. I resent the fact that everybody think I hate Tack. I just think he's a fucking bitch. Like, I just think he's a bitch. He's a fucking crybaby. He's a goddamn sensitive ass crybaby. That's what he is. And you can take that. You can tweet him that. You can tell him I said it. I will say it to his face.
Matt might
Tack
say
is
it.
Weak. He is weak.
Hashtag.
Yeah, you can tell him I said that. Tack is just soft. I'm just look, it's just he's soft. He's soft. Let's just face the facts. I want Tack to succeed. I do not want another black man to go down. I want him to succeed. But every time he has a good game, he goes on the injury report. I'm sick of it. Get him away from this team. Let's just be real. We're supposed to be pointing the finger at Dan Quinn and Dirk Carter and everybody else. Why the hell are we not pointing the finger at him? How many excuses we gonna make for Tack? Yeah, he's good when he's on the damn field, and then the next game he's not on the damn field. I'm sick of it. Let's just trade the players. If he can't stay on the field, all right, and it's funny jokes, all right. I don't mean a lot of shit I'm saying, all right. That's all fun and games, but besides, I still think he's soft. I mean that part. He's soft and he's sensitive as hell, but all the other stuff, maybe not. But
we have a question from Live Oak. What do we need to be on defense to turn it around? We talking about Tack and everything else, but what do we truly need on defense to turn it around for the rest of this season?
Some nuts. We don't need scheme. We need some fucking balls. We need some fucking nuts. We need somebody that's going to step up and say, guess what? Y'all need to step the hell up. I'm tired of everybody talking about Ricardo Allen is the damn leader, and his ass is on the damn bench pouting and on the damn injury reserve list too. None of them bitches ain't no good on the damn IR. None of them ain't no good whatsoever doing nothing. We need somebody who's going to step up, actually play well, and actually stay healthy. That's what we need. We need somebody who's going to do something. There's not one outside crazy at nobody pointing their finger at their players and saying, we need to step up. You don't hear that from Dion. You don't hear that from Grady, and I love Grady. You don't hear that from Grady. You don't hear that from nobody. You don't hear from Keanu. They're scared as hell. I don't know who said it, but somebody is scared as hell, whether it's Arthur Blank or Dan Quinn. They're scared as hell. Somebody with some nuts. Somebody has some balls to step up and do something and say something on that deep side of the ball. Because what we've seen, even on the offensive side of the ball, the only people who's not afraid to say something is Julio and Matt. I'm sick of it. Somebody who on the defensive side of the ball who's called out anybody? Have you seen anyone on the defensive side of the ball call out anybody?
No.
Never.
It's that brotherhood. We ain't gonna call nobody out. We ain't gonna point no fingers.
That's weak.
That's a damn slogan
It's
for
weak.
church.
We rising up around here. No. I need to go in. We look horrible.
Everybody's scared to say. Everybody's scared to say something. Everybody's a freaking afraid to say something. And I'm sick of it. You're supposed to be defensive players, head busters out there, and your ass scared to tell the damn truth. Y'all playing like crap. How the hell you now? How the hell you a defensive player and you putting up an effort like that? Ain't nobody said nothing to nobody. Nobody has said nobody. Matt Ryan and Julio are the first ones when it comes down to the offense not putting up their putting forth the effort on the offense side of the ball. They are the first ones to speak up, and nobody on the defensive side of the ball even say anything. It's weak.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree with Mike, but I think it is a leader on that defense. I think the leader, and he just came to the team, so that's what makes it worse. To me, Grady should be the guy who should be the vocal leader, but Grady's more of the guy that I'm gonna show you how I work. I'm not gonna point the finger, I'm not gonna call anybody out. But I think Dante Fowler is one of those guys that's having an influence on these players. If you guys seen this interview after the game, he's one of those guys that I think is going to be a leader, a lightning rod.
No, hold on. No, this is no. This is not the Mad Mike show. Don't even joke like this. This is the heavy hitters, myself, K-Style, Jew, and Miss Maggie. All right, this is not the Mad Mike show. This is the heavy hitters. If you want Mad Mike, you can go to individual videos of mine. This is not about me. I'm just here to tell the truth, dog. That's all. I know it's all joking, God, but no, I don't even like to joke like that. This is the heavy hitters.
Yeah, man. Like I was saying, man. No, you good. I think the vocal leader should be Grady, but on this defense, to me, it's Dante Fowler. Dante Fowler, Grady Jarrett, Deion Jones. Those are the guys to me that's been here, that's been doing it, that's been playmakers. Like you guys know, Deion Jones is a playmaker. I don't care what nobody say. He's a playmaker. Whether it's pick six for game winners, whether it's a pick six. Every time he faced Drew Brees, it seemed like he picking him off. So, and Drew Brees is walking straight into the Hall of Fame when his career is over. So personally, I think that the leaders are Deion Jones, Grady, and Dante Fowler's trying to speak out. But I really feel like it's time out for all the talking too. We just need to go out there and perform. That's the problem, and that's the problem. That's the problem what I have with the media. It's like y'all questioning these guys, like, what do you need to do? But I really feel like it's more of actions what we need to do. We need to see it out there on the field. And to me personally, I want to see some of these guys come back. As much as Mike was saying, like, tack is soft and all this stuff, I need to see some of these guys come back. Because if we go up to Lambeau Field and we go up there with those practice squad players we had playing last week, we're going to get torched. I'm telling you right now, we're going to get torched.
K-Style, go say what you said earlier. Say what you said earlier, K-Style, bro. Go and say what you said earlier about going to Lambeau.
I'm gonna say this first. You said, what do this defense need? They need a damn prayer. That's the first thing I'm gonna say. The only reason I'm gonna say this is it's the little, what it is it's the little stuff that mess them up. It's bad angles. It's Isaiah Oliver turning the wrong direction when the dude didn't even fake it outside and shit like that. It's that little stuff right there. You got to be accountable for the next man next to you.
Because they sharp and soft. That's why they playing.
They soft as baby shit. And I'm not talking about physically, but mentally, because it's like like Ju said, it's always 5 key plays that cost this team. And 4 of the 5 plays is on defense.
Mm-hmm. Every week.
It's somebody taking a wrong angle. It's somebody missing a tackle when you don't need
missing
to.
A tackle.
Somebody playing the man instead of playing the ball. Somebody not turning their head around. It's like like you said, you got to have pride. Like I said, the pride has to come in and say, fuck that. I'm finna take over.
That's what I'm saying.
Who's gonna be that guy to be like, fuck that, I'm gonna take over? You can't rely on Marlon
Mm-hmm.
Davidson to be there. He's a rookie. He still got to learn the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you know what Grady's going to give you. You know what Debo is going to give you. But who's going to be that leader? Who's going to be that next leader? Because Grady and Debo are not really vocal leaders, but they do theirs on the play, on the field. But who's going to be that one leader to say, hell no, you need to be better than that. You need to be better than that. Or I'm going to tell coach to sit your head down and give me somebody out here that's going to do it better.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Right. That's what the defense needs. It's not about schemes and stuff like it's not schemes. It's not players. It's accountability.
Accountability. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Somebody asked what happened to Denard. Hamstring injury. That's what happened.
Darquez Denard, yeah, hamstring. It seemed like all these players have a hamstring injuries.
It seemed like that, yeah.
It's like Julio hamstring, all these soft tissue issues, man.
Hey, you don't even know. Hey, you don't even realize what you get.
Yeah, dog. I'm telling you, dog. It seemed like it. It seemed like it, dog. Everybody got a hamstring, dog. Everybody.
Hey,
it's
man.
like Denard hamstring, Julio hamstring, Foye Luakon hamstring. Like, come on, dog.
Ain't enough ham sandwiches to go around there.
Oh my God, man. Hey, man. Yeah, it's again, man. That's how we do it on the heavy hitters, man. We coming at you guys with nothing but the honest truth, facts, hardcore facts and truth, and we're just gonna give it to you like it is, man. Because like I said, got a lot of shows out here. It's a lot of informative shows. Okay, guys will inform, a lot of knowledge. Brilliant guys, Jesse Jeff, boy, Jew Talk, man. There's so many guys. CC Ryder, Feli Sports Podcast, my boy Lieutenant Dan at Unintentional Grounding, AFN is still, like we really here to give you guys nothing but the truth and the facts of the matter, because you're not going to hear the truth. You're going to see them doing exactly what they're doing now, and they're putting us on memes. They're talking about how bad we are. It's like, we got to give it. You got to give it. And this is where, and that's why I took exception in it called the Mad Mike Show. This is the heavy hitter. This is Atlanta Falcons Nation. We're here to help even you. If you have something to say, this is the platform for you. You saw yesterday, brought up three guys, regular Joes, just like me and you. Come on and talk Falcons football, share their opinions. This is what Atlanta Falcons Nation is all about, what we are about. Like I said, if you guys, want to join, hell, even Jew one day. K-Styles might want to do a lot. Hell, Miss Maggie might come and kick it with Miss Maggie one day. Okay, ladies,
we need ladies. We need women. We need a women panel. I need the diehard, for real, females to join me for an episode, for a show. We need the ladies that know they football. I know y'all out there. I see y'all. Let's go. We need a female cast. It's unheard of. You might get one female on the panel.
Unheard of.
But you don't get a whole cast of females. We got some smart females. I see y'all out there. So come on, bring it. Don't leave it up to me. Don't leave it up to me. That's right. Queen Mac. Well, whatever. I ain't gonna thank you. But I'm looking for women too. We need some women on here and talking their shit. I'm just saying. It's open. Casting call is open. I'm looking for y'all. Come on. Come with it. Come with it. They got these camps. NFL Falcons be doing their little camps and everything to teach women how to play football and everything. I commend them for that. But you know your shit now. You've been watching the Falcons. Come on. I know y'all out there. Just come join me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be a high rated show because everybody gonna be trying to shoot their shot.
As always. It never fails. I'm just trying to talk football. Folks be trying to give me my phone number and everything. Like, let me but it's all love. I appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. All love, man. Hey, join the Discord, man. Matt Mike Sports, man. All right, I actually have a link in the community tab, so you guys come join the Discord.
Put that on there. You got the link. You got the link you can drop.
I have the link. I can definitely do that right now.
Y'all make sure while y'all looking, follow Jew Talk Sports and Mr. Jess K. Styles as well. These guys are. Look, we're gonna have us a history show one of these days because these dudes can go back. Y'all thought we had some special guests on that know their history and how they played. These guys right here gonna educate y'all about the Atlanta Falcons. Like, we've been Falcons fans for ever. So this just ain't just talk. This is what we know. Absolutely. That's right. We're trying to get it popping. Let's get this Discord. He's gonna put it in there. If you want to join, you gotta let Mike know. You know, he be doing it. He just did it last night. So he gonna do it a bit more often.
Absolutely.
Because remember, I was basically like y'all.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
He said Blake needs guys from the streets to try out. Look, and be real with it. We need some hardcore, rough around the edges type dudes.
Shit, I know. I've seen a couple guys at the bus stop that could try it right now. Who you playing? They ain't got nothing to lose.
Oh my God! You brought up Chris Chandler. Yeah. I've been a fan that long myself. Lord, that's what I'm saying. Everybody, how you feel a Falcons fan? Have you been through the years that I've been through?
Hey, Mike, tell them the quarterback that I went through that that cringes every time I think. Go and tell him. He knows.
He in his Discord together.
Oh, it's a lot of them.
Chris Miller.
It's a lot of them, but that Chris Miller was just a nightmare, dog. Like, I don't know if you guys remember Chris Miller, but Chris Miller was an absolute nightmare. That dude would throw 3 passes, exceptional. And then the next 15, 20 passes, it's like, bro, almost every last one of them interceptable. This dude was hot garbage, and this is what we had to deal with long before we even got Michael Vick, and definitely long before we got Matt Ryan. So I praise to the football gods. I praise the football gods for Matt Ryan and Michael Vick. I don't put one above other when it comes down to it, because they both saved us from hell on earth. Okay, they saved us from hell on earth. If you know anything about Falcons history, they saved us. So look, Michael Vick and Matt Ryan will always be my goats when it comes down to it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to it, man, it's Michael Vick and it's Matt Ryan. I will put both of those guys on the pedestal at the same time, because when we needed a player, when we needed a coach, when we needed something, a highlight, Michael Vick was that guy for us. When we need something to even just think about, Michael Vick was that guy. We need something to believe in, to be happy about. We didn't have anything. Brett Favre was in Green doing his thing. We didn't have a quarterback. So Michael Vick was it. So when he went to Green Bay and was the first one to win a playoff game in Nashville, Michael Vick was our hero. So don't get it twisted. I still love me some Michael Vick. But you got to give Matt Ryan his proper due, man. And that's all I say.
Yeah, because we could be talking about Tim Couch and Kate McDowell and Akili Smith.
Boy.
We could be talking about
Quincy Carter.
Josh Booty.
Wow. He said Quincy Carter. Woo. That's one. That's
Johnny Phillips, we appreciate your super chat saying The biggest issue with our defense is our secondary. KZ is not the answer at free safety, and coaches not playing their players to their strength. What y'all feel about that?
I agree with him. I won't say that KZ is the problem at free safety. My problem is we need to stop playing so much single high safety. I'm not a big fan of that single high safety. Last game, I like when we went more cover two, and you keep two high safeties over the top to help, because our corners, they really can't cover man to man. I said that last week. Like with AJ Terrell being out the game, who's proven to be our best cover corner, for the Falcons right now. And then with Kendall Sheffield being out, those are our two best cover corners. Neither one of those guys were even out on the field last Sunday. We had guys like, I think one kid, last name was Abrams, number 42. We got guys coming off the street, off the practice squad.
Yeah.
Playing. And when you do that,
I think some of those went down. They went back to this practice squad, a couple of them.
Yeah, they went back to the practice squad now, but it's just like now that Denard is hurt, I'm thanking God for Jordan Miller, and I ain't even seen Jordan Miller play hardly. So I'm like, we really still don't know what we're getting. You know what I'm saying? Like, we getting Jordan Miller, and I'm like, thank God we got Jordan Miller back, but we ain't never seen him do anything. And that was my biggest problem with Isaiah Oliver. I made a whole video on that on my channel. You guys go check it out, Jew Talk Sports, where I talked about it when we let go of Robert Alford and Trufant. It's like we let veterans go like we knew what Isaiah Oliver was. We didn't know what Isaiah Oliver was. Dan Quinn, he basically sat his rookie year, played a little bit sparingly in his rookie year, and then year 2, he was a starter. This is his third year, his second year, full-time starter. So that's another reason why Mike was like, man, I was totally wrong about him being a Pro Bowler, but who knew? You know what I'm saying? Mike think that he turned the corner. I thought he turned the corner too, because if you go back and watch the last 8 games of last season, him and Kendall Sheffield as the starting outside corners look pretty good. So we had no way of knowing that he was going to regress. Yeah, we had no way of knowing he was going to regress. He's regressed, and that's my problem. It's not my problem when you're developing. My problem is when I'm seeing you're regressing. He looked worse than last year right now. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Yeah, he really did. We didn't run cover 3 last year. We ran more cover 3 last year than anything. So now to see him regress, it wasn't like he wasn't left on the island. He was left on the island last year. And it seemed like for whatever reason this year, he's lost all confidence. So I don't know what the deal is. So it's like you never know from year to year what you're going to get out of players. And that's my biggest thing with how Mike was talking about learning on the job. Like last week, the biggest thing I took from last week's game is at least we got a bunch of young players that's getting experience. I actually seen Jalen Hawkins out there playing a little bit of safety. I actually seen Michael Walker improve from week 2 to week 3, because I seen Pro Football Focus was saying he rated at an 80. Michael Walker, and that was only his second game starting. So it's like, okay, he's actually developing. Yeah, he got some skills. He's developing. So, if it's anything that I took from last game, it's at least these young guys are getting out there and spreading their wings and kind of learning. Because sometimes the best way to learn is under live fire. It's one thing when you on the bench and you watching tape, but it ain't nothing like game speed when you're out there actually on the field. And to be honest, we would never know what we would have never found out what KZ had if it wasn't for Keanu Neal going down with injury and Ricardo Allen. We didn't find out what KZ was until he had led the league in picks. I think that was in 2017, 2018, when Ricardo Allen and Keanu Neal went down and KZ had that breakout season. We wouldn't have known what KZ was. He was warming the bench. Yeah. So sometimes injuries are a blessing in disguise, so you never know.
I think KZ at free safety. I kind of agree with Jew saying on this. It's more so of the cover 3. Like you said, Isaiah Oliver is not really a cover 3 corner. We all know him as man to man, and it just doesn't suit. It just doesn't suit the strength of the players that you do have. That's all I gotta say on that. I keep it short and stupid, so whatever.
Short and stupid.
Hey man, football for dummies. That's your boy K Styles, man.
Exactly.
Short and stupid. That's exactly what it is. But yeah, man, I don't necessarily think it's I honestly, and this is my honest to God truth, because I've analyzed this team statistically, film wise. I've seen coaching, and when it comes down to it, these players just don't believe in Dan Quinn. It is, no matter how you slice it and dice it, you can serve it with some, what you call that, filet mignon. You can serve it with that. You can serve that with bologna sandwiches. You can serve whatever the hell you want to serve it with. It don't matter. They do not believe in Dan Quinn. Simple as that. They don't believe in this guy. When the defense gets worse, they don't believe. They stopped believing in that shit last year. Okay, let's just be real. They stopped believing in it last year. There's no way, if you really believe in your coach, you don't come into a new year and play worse than you did last year at the beginning of last year. They are worse than what they were in 2019, the beginning of 2000. They are way worse than what they were. That's a problem. And that right there tells me it's not Isaiah Oliver and his technique. It's not DeMonte Katie, whether he is a cover 2 or cover 3 or cover 1 safety. It's not that. These guys don't believe in a damn thing that Dan Quinn is saying right now. All this brotherhood, all this shit is cosmetic. They are lying to us. They're lying to themselves. They're lying to Arthur Blank. They're lying to Dan Quinn. It's clear as day. Anytime that you continuously 2 times in a row, 2 times back to back, you blow a lead the exact same way, you don't believe a damn thing your defensive coach he's preaching. You don't believe in it. And it's really just that simple. So I don't think it's a lack of player, because I've seen players who are abysmal go to teams. It's like, what the hell happened to him? Like, nobody would have thought Patrick Chung was going to be anything in New England. But he went to New England, he played with Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick made him as a quality safety. You see the same thing with like AJ Bouye. AJ Bouye did have talent, but when he got with the right team and the right scheme in Jacksonville, that's when you really saw AJ Bouye start to really be a very good corner. So it's all about the scheme and system, and whether or not the players believe in what that coach is, preaching. So
shout out Just J Rock TV. He was on yesterday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Salute to all y'all for doing this, grinding, giving us fans to speak our minds about this team through thick and thin. Also, thanks for having me on yesterday. Big salute. That's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what we here for, man.
All we got left.
Exactly. We got to stick together. We got to stick together.
Hey, man.
We probably like the only fans of the Falcons right about now.
Exactly. Yo, yeah, you're right about that. You're probably the only one. Yeah. Hey, man, it's tough. It's tough being. Y'all want to go into this 2-point conversion right now? Because, man, we just having fun. We're just having fun. So, wow. I don't know. I'll let you, Kevin, one of you guys.
I'll let you take this one first.
All right. Okay. I like going first. Well, I just want to thank y'all. Look, I always forget to thank the fans, man, for y'all supporting us. Big Country and those guys, they do a good job. Tonio, they're part of Atlanta Falcons Nation too. They have their shows on Wednesday nights, and they always do a good job at the end of the show of thanking the fans, thanking you guys. Like Mike said, man, we're just average Joes like you guys. We're just fans. It don't take a lot to do this. If you watch football, if you're knowledgeable, if you do your homework, go watch some tape. It's not hard. But I just want to thank you guys for watching us. You guys subscribing to all of our channels. You guys continuing to support us, whether we're on Friday night, now Tuesday night. We appreciate you guys. We do it for you guys. We might, like as K-Style say, we might be the last Falcons fans left, but we're gonna rise to the wheels fall off. So I just want to thank you guys. Yeah, I just thank you guys for continuing to support all of the super chats that y'all guys continue to send, to us here at Atlanta Falcons Nation. We're trying to be the number one. We're trying to be number one in Atlanta Falcons sports talk. So you guys continue with your tune in.
Share this, please.
Yeah, share this out. Share this out. Please subscribe. And you guys, let's stick with our team, man. Let's stop making fools of ourselves. I've been seeing so many different videos of people burning their Falcons gear, their hats, their whatever, memorabilia. I seen a lady the other day burn her Atlanta Falcons Matt Ryan signed jersey. And I'm like, what? You tripping. But we just got to do better because we making fools of ourselves. Like, we already don't get the respect that we deserve, but we do it to ourselves as Atlanta Falcons fans. Some of us are delusional. And one thing I can say about Cowboys fans, as much as Stephen A. hate them and as delusional as they are, and they say they win a Super Bowl every year, they support their team. They're ride or die. So as Falcons fans, man, we have to be the same way. I don't care if we lose 100-0 lead. We need to rock with our team no matter what. I'm going to keep rocking with the Falcons. Like I said, it can't get no worse than the Super Bowl to me. I don't care about the last 2 leads we blew. The Super Bowl was for the trophy. It was all on the line. And you know how long I've been waiting for a Super Bowl trophy? I've been a fan for over 20 years now. So I've been here for all the blown leads and all of the stress that the Falcons has caused us. Because look, we are mostly invested.
All the tears, all the TVs I broke.
Yeah, exactly. So we got to ride. Yeah, we got to ride with our squad. But I just want to leave you guys with a quick little nugget because we didn't do our keys to victory for Green Bay. And I want to go ahead and just tell you guys one key to victory that I have for this game coming up. And this is going to be my 2-point conversion. The key to victory in this game against Green Bay is run the football. We found something last week with Todd Gurley and Brian Hill. Those guys pinging off each other. We have to continue to go back to that. I will put Ito Smith on the bench or let him play special teams because to me, he's not doing anything as far as on the running game side. And I will go with Brian Hill and Todd Gurley. Last week, those guys did a good job of getting those tough. Todd Gurley was running between the tackles, and then Brian Hill was making the big explosive runs. So I would stick with the running game. We need to limit Aaron Rodgers' possessions in this football game. Don't allow them to have multiple possessions because we know Aaron Rodgers is dangerous. I just watched him dice up the Saints, the Saints or the Aints last Sunday night. He diced those guys up pretty good. So our corners right now is no better than the Aints right now. So we're going to have to shorten this game. The way you shorten the game, you play physical football. And the last time, if you go back to last year's NFC Championship game, Kyle Shanahan literally ran the ball about 40 to 50 times, and the Packers couldn't stop it. They do got a good pass rush with Zadarius Smith and with Preston Smith, but the way you keep those guys off of Matt Ryan, you run right at the teeth of that defense because they're similar to our Falcons team. They can't stop the run. So in this game, I want to see Todd Gurley get for over 100, and I want to see Brian Hill do his thing. Because last week, to me, Brian Hill showed you guys what they were talking about in camp, how he had stepped his game up. And last week, he made some crucial plays. He did have a big drop on that third down, and I've just had to be honest and talk about that one drop that he had. But Mike and K-Styles know I'm the biggest Brian Hill fan on this panel, so I've seen a lot out of Brian Hill last game to be excited about, and it looks like Todd Gurley is shaking off some of that rust because he looked really good last week too. I don't know why we went away from running the ball because it was working, but we need to do that. If we can run the ball on the Bears are a lot better in a front seven than the Green Bay Packers. So we need to run right at this Packers defense with that running game. We need to go back to the old Michael Vick days, and we had Forney on earlier, where they used to run the ball like crazy with Vic, Warwick Dunn, what's his name, Jarris Norwood. We used to run that rock. And we got to get back to running the football. That's how you play physical. We keep calling these guys charm and soft, but this offensive line has played pretty good this year. So I would put the game on them. The game plan to me in this game would be run the ball at least 35 to 40 times. Limit the possessions of Green Bay. And I'll leave it at that. Go ahead, K-Styles. Do your thing.
Boom. Jew Talk Sports. Go follow him.
Sports, follow him. But I'm gonna start off mine. Like I said, appreciate the fans tuning in tonight. rocking with us. Make sure you follow everybody on this panel's social media accounts. You know, I'm the old man of the group. I'm still new to that game. So
you ain't no old man.
But
hey, me and Mike got that.
Whatever. But
yeah.
But I look good though.
Whatever. Anyway. But for real though,
had to throw that one in.
For my fans.
I know you gonna have that man coming up here shooting phone numbers at you in the chat.
I'm just joking. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, please down.
Okay, so mine's gonna pretty much kind of be like what you talking about on the game. Like I said, I'm gonna say this again this week. 60 minutes. If I gotta say this after this week,
not 45.
Not
hold on, Case. Hold on, K-Style. We gotta put names when we say stuff. This team act like we're a little bit. Our coaching staff a little slow. So we gotta put names in it. Dirk Cutter. Look. Dirk Cutter. Dirk Cutter. Run the football.
No, look, I'm gonna do it like this. Dirk Cutter.
There you go.
Dan Quinn.
Talking about you.
Raheem Morris. Jesus.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Not 45, not 50, not 55, not 57.
Oh man.
60 minutes. Because if you don't play 60 minutes of perfect football
That's
here,
right, Terror Artist 404.
Run the
ball, Dirk Cutter. Run the ball. That's all. That's all we want.
Oh yeah, Dirk Cutter. That's 2 strikes on you. Run the ball when you go.
Oh man.
And if Hayden Hurst has another game where he only get targeted once, I'm about to explode here.
Wow.
Bro, you have a weapon here that can change this offense around. You ain't had an athletic tight end like that since Tony Gonzalez. And everybody know Matt Ryan, as much as he had Julio Jones, the tight end is his best friend. Their linebackers are suspect in coverage.
Mm-hmm.
That's your matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna slow it down, Dirk Cutter again.
Let me put his name up here, Dirk.
No, I'm gonna spell it D-I-R-K. I'm not even gonna spell your last name, bro. I'm gonna call you Cut. C-U-T-T-E-R. Yeah, better game awareness. That's all I'm saying. Just be aware of everything, because, bro, you really testing these fans. These fans already done turned on this team.
Exactly. People recruiting other teams. What team I need to follow? I'm seeing that.
Bruh, it's like, really? Like, if I have to go through my inbox asking me why am I a Falcon fan again, this is gonna be some crazy shit.
Wow. Yeah.
So let me reiterate one more time. 60 minutes. Right,
if you get the lead, run the ball.
That's how you run the ball with the lead.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna add my little 2 points. What is working? Do not change it. Please. Don't get comfortable with the lead, because you know how we do in the fourth quarter. Like you said, 60 minutes. Don't change it. Why y'all want to get conservative? And for one thing, we're predictive as hell. People know what we gonna be running and everything. People know our game plans.
Mm-hmm.
Switch it up, change it up. I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of being there. You know they're gonna go right here. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. You think our opponent don't see that? You don't think they don't see that? So it's just we are the laughing stock right about now, but we need to turn it around. All that baby kissing ass and we sorry, we gonna support our our coach and our quarterbacks and everything else. Everybody need their asses handed to them. You didn't perform well. You dropped that pass. You didn't do that. Step up. We finna play Green Bay on the biggest stage right about now. They already laughing at us right about now. So we about to have, hopefully, a couple of our starters coming back. There's no fucking excuse. I'm sorry for cussing. There is no fucking excuse. Next man up. Bottom line, they expect us to lose right now. We need to turn it around. That's all I got to say. Mm-hmm. Turn it around. Absolutely. Stop all this damn same shit y'all talking about every damn interview. Accountability. Everybody. It ain't just the coaches, it's the players too. Mm-hmm. You know how to play a game. You know what damn a secondary is. Come on. Even if if your coach didn't tell you that, you been drafted to play this position. You damn know what to do. You watch football. You watch the NFL. There's no excuse. You get the fucking ball. Come on now. Y'all looking at it. You just gonna let it sit there? I'm just saying. Everybody is accountable for their own actions. If your coach letting you down, you step up and be the leader. Bottom line, Matt Ryan, you be the leader. Take control. If your coach letting you down, you be the leader. No huddles. Matt Ryan is awesome at that. So just do it. Just take over. If it ain't working, you take over. That's all I gotta say.
Diary of a Mad Falcon fan.
I had to go in, yeah. I don't know but I had
to. Oh my God. I don't everything she just said, everything you guys just said, it's just that's it. I'm just gonna say this. I totally understand, and I do not expect Dan Quinn to be fired unless somebody dies on the field or something like that. Dan Quinn is not getting fired halfway through the season. It's just not happening. So get ready to hear those stupid ass things every fucking day, after every loss. So just get used to hearing it. And like it makes me want to just smack the taste out of your mouth. Like really, it's like if I had a meme where just smack the taste out of somebody's mouth, that's what I would want to do to Dan Quinn and Dirk Cutter, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones. I'm sick of hearing that bullshit every fucking game. After every game, we're talking about we're losing the exact same way, and you motherfuckers, the first thing that y'all say is, well, we mad as hell. I'm really pissed off. We're going to get it right. Like, seriously? Like, that's you. We just paid $100 on your ass, and that's what you got to say? People bet money on you motherfuckers, okay? Believe it or not. And you come with that bullshit, that makes people want to come after you. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. I'm not saying that at all, so don't get it twisted. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, people bet money on you guys, okay? People really bet money on you guys, and for you guys to say the same stuff every single game for the last 3 to 4 years. The last 3 to 4 years is I'm going to get it right. Bitch, when?
Today. When are you going to get it right? Today. Till this day. We need to fucking do it.
Today. I'm sick. I want to literally punch someone in the face anytime I hear them say that. I want to punch them in the face every time I see them say we're gonna get it right. I'm mad as hell. Like, you sure? Because you look like you like getting your ass whooped. Like you really do look like you like getting your ass embarrassed. You look like you like getting your ass handed to you. You like embarrassing fashion. I was gonna say something else, but that was a little bit X-rated. I'll keep that to myself. But you gotta get the picture. They look like they like it. I'll just say that. They look like they like it. So maybe that's it. Maybe they like getting, you know what? Maybe that's what the Falcons like. They like doing. They like getting it. Maybe it's comfortable. Maybe that spot is comfortable for y'all. Maybe that's it. Okay. Maybe that's it. So
it's the culture. It's definitely the culture.
Man, I'm just saying, man. They act like they like it. If you like it, you like it. But don't give us that bullshit after every game. I'm tired of it. Bro. This is supposed to be a 2-point conversion. I went for a goddamn touchdown, a field goal, an extra point, 2-point conversion, another field goal. I'm tired. I'm tired of the same bull crap. I'm not even tired of losing the same way. Okay, I'm not tired of that. I'm tired of them saying the same bull crap after every loss. That's frustrating. And it's just disrespectful to the people, to the fans that actually love and pay their hard-earned money for these season tickets.
Couldn't even get our jerseys in the mail.
Couldn't even get our jerseys in the mail. Couldn't get the jerseys in the mail. And you sent this motherfucker. Hey, damn, ESP, you sent Stephen A. Smith a jersey.
And he threw that shit in the trash.
Threw it in the garbage.
And threw it in the trash. That's disrespectful to the fans. Disrespectful for the fans, and we need answers. We want answers. We want turnaround right now. I'm sick of it. Period. Point blank. And Miss Maggie, if you want to clean up with the promos and whatnot, you can go ahead and do so.
Well, I appreciate everybody. Matt Mike done went into Matt Mike Super Saiyan. But anyway, I appreciate everybody that tuned in to us for the interview earlier this episode. If you missed it, if you was tuning in late, we had Chris Draft and Kynan Forney on the show earlier, the first 30 minutes. So if you missing it, first go ahead and subscribe to Atlanta Falcons Nation, but go ahead and replay this back because they had some good things to talk about. It was great. But at the same time, don't forget to follow the cast and crew. Mr. Mad Mike Sports, y'all know him. Awesome, amazing content creator. Then we have Mr. Jew Talk Sports up in here. Y'all make sure y'all follow him. You're going to get additional content other than Atlanta Falcons Nation. Then we have just K Styles. He's new to the game, but guess what? Look, he know everything. He is the history.
Go show that man some love. Go show that man some love, man. I know it's some tech. He's a tech fan. All right, please show him some mercy. Go subscribe because he need all the help he can get. Okay, he's a tech fan. Please go do it.
Jesus can't even help me right now. Yeah.
So yeah, he is a diehard representative of tech. I don't know how he do it every night, but you know, I mean,
man, all I forget all y'all. That's how it's all good.
But that's right. Coming back every week, though, Atlanta Falcons Nation, we are going to be the #1 news panel for y'all. So my injury reports, everything, you're not going to miss a beat with Atlanta Falcons Nation right about now. Go ahead, and Drew, you had something to say? I see you.
I'm going up to #1.
Okay.
Number
but
one.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. Go ahead and share it with your friends. Tell your mama and them. I'm just playing. Follow me on Lust Exchange for the women and the men. We have a show Wednesday night. We have ATM Sports Zone tomorrow night. Go ahead and check them out as well. Terra RS 404 and Mr. Big Low Country. Don't forget, Atlanta Falcons Nation are here. We appreciate y'all though, and we out.
And if you gonna burn your jersey, send them to me.
There you go.
Exactly.
What size? What size? That's right.
Don't waste it. Send them to me. I take cherries.
And tickets.
And tickets too. You can give me the tickets too.